Hey, greetings YouTube Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view. And today we're going to be doing a comparison video between the Zero G and the Dyson Upright. Before we get started, I want to start this video out with a couple of caveats. Yes, I know this is an apples to orange comparison, but it is a comparison a lot of people are going to be making. What these machines have in common is you, the consumer, not so much the likeness of the machines. If you're unfamiliar with the Zero G is a entry-level canister style vacuum that has a very powerful motor and floats on a cushion of air. The Dyson Ball Upright, there are probably 100 different versions of this essentially same machine, but they all are about the same. I have a review of both of these products separately, so if you want a detailed review, go check that out. But let's get started on this comparison. And what are we going to compare? Well, we're not going to compare looks. That's subjective. We are going to compare suction stats, carpet pickup, hard floor pickup, and then kind of the focus of this video is I'm going to clean various things I usually clean in my house with both of these and show what that's like. It's very different between these two, despite these machines being in about the same price category. Now, the first thing I want to start off as a preface to this video is a suction test. So the Zero G gets about 41-42 inches of working vacuum and gets about 80 inches sealed. Let's see how much suction the Dyson gets. So the Dyson gets about 39 inches of working vacuum with a clean bin and clean set of filters and a little bit over 90 sealed. So very similar numbers between the two. So let's talk about included accessories. One of the major differences between the Dyson models are included accessories. When you buy a Dyson, depending on where you buy it, depends on what accessories you're going to get. So we're going to start with the basics. If you want to look at some retailer's special edition that has a million accessories, it is available. But typically with the Dyson, what you get is a dusting brush crevice tool combo, which is bad at being a crevice tool, bad at being a dusting brush, and you can't really get in a good angle, and it just really lacks. You have a standard upholstery tool, and then you will have a air-driven turbine tool, which means at higher altitudes, or as that bin gets full and those filters get full, it's not going to work properly. Now, with the Zero G, you're going to get a motorized tool, which means this has a secondary motor in it that's actually powering the brush, which means cleaning performance will stay consistent, and it means it's a little bit more powerful than those turbo brushes. Also with the Zero G, it uses a standard 1.25 inch accessory set, which means it has basically the same tools you buy when you buy a multi-$1,000 central vacuum with the Zero G. So you have a really nice tool set and it can be easily upgradable. Where with Dyson, you're stuck with their weird ecosystem that only works with certain models and doesn't even work throughout the whole Dyson lineup. While I will be doing a separate video on bagged versus bagless, we're going to talk about the expendables because you have to run the darn thing, and that makes a big difference. So, right away, the Zero G is bagged and the Dyson is famously bagless. So, you might think, by hearing that, hey, that means no maintenance. That does not mean that at all. What that means is instead of replacing a bag that self-seals like this once a month, what you do is a little bit more complicated, which means every time this bin gets full, you have a filter that needs to be washed. Okay, you set it out, wash it overnight. But then you also have an exhaust filter in the ball section of the Dyson. And this filter right here is made of paper, and this should be changed every 3 to 6 months. But when we look at the price of the Zero G bags, a 6-pack, versus buying one of these filters, or 2 of these filters, and with the Dyson you end up having to rinse and actually touch the dirt, which I just don't like. Why you'd want to go outside to empty your vacuum every time you use it seems a little bit preposterous to me, but this is something that's very heavily advertised. Now, another thing with the Zero G are the bags have silver micron antibacterial coating inside these bags, which means these bags eliminate some viruses, bacteria, and odors. So the bag itself is very unique. It's very high-tech. We think of paper bags being this old-school thing, but this is actually a very high-tech bag. And I really appreciate the engineering that went into this bag. Also, when you get a pack of bags with the 0G, they give you the other charcoal pre-motor filter. So you do get a renewal on that. And so that's the filtration system on the 0G. You can see which one is easier. I'll let you be the judge of which you prefer. Now you might be wondering why there's a blue chair on the screen. We're going to do a little bit of maneuverability running around this object. Chairs are a very common thing to vacuum around. Let's see how the 0G does, and then we'll see how the Dyson did. So as you can see, the Dyson is not the most maneuverable thing in the world. I think the 0G clearly won the maneuverability test there. Now one of the key differences between these is how low they get. Canister vacuums usually get lower than uprights, as seen here. Let's see how the Dyson does getting under furniture. Let's see how the 0G gets under furniture. As you can see, the shape of the canister nozzle gets under furniture well. This also has what they call an L-shaped nozzle, which allows it to get around furniture a little bit more easily. If you've never used a canister vacuum on stairs, this is one of the places where canisters really exceed. So you can just pick it up, sit it on the next stair, go up half a flight of stairs, and then move it. And the 0G is specifically designed that when you put it on stairs, the cushion of air deflates so it doesn't fall off stairs. On top of that, they give you a motorized stair tool. Now, the Dyson, a little wobbly on stairs. So you can't actually balance the Dyson on stairs. What you can do is set it below the stairs, and then you're limited to the length of the hose, which will only go up about a half a flight of stairs. So you end up actually holding the Dyson while you clean stairs. This brings me to a major design flaw in the Dyson, is that when you want to use the hand tools, you have nowhere to store the wand. So you have to toss the wand off to the side to use the hand tools. So you end up actually holding and carrying a much heavier machine than the 0G at any given time. Let's clean the stairs with the 0G. You'll notice the shape of this allows you to get right in the corners of the stairs without having to get out the crevice tool. Now, I want to just quickly show the difference between the 0G electrified stair tool, the Dyson animal tool, and the included upholstery tool with the Dyson. So you can see they all fall a little short just on size. Let's clean that mess up with the Dyson. As you can see with the Dyson, I had to pull out the crevice tool to get in the corners, where with the 0G, I can just use the stair tool. I want to talk about reach out of the box. Because the 0G was designed by a human being, it actually has a second wand that comes with it for getting up in high places. That means the reach out of the box from the 0G is much better than the Dyson, as I can show you here. As you can see, even the metal wand by itself will outreach the Dyson. Now we're in my kitchen, and something that I clean a lot is this thing gets dusty. And for some reason, with the Dyson, the dust brush is angled up. I don't know who designed this, but it wasn't a human being. The 0G is angled down, which allows me to get up here and dust. All right, we are at my editing station. Yeah, it's pretty messy and dirty, and I run kind of a tight ship around here. And if you have cats, you'll know their natural enemy is the keyboard. So my keyboard is full of cat hair, and I need to remove it. And that's where the 0G separates itself from the Dyson in several ways. Now, Dyson doesn't actually give you a real dusting brush. They just give you this thing, where 0G gives you this wonderful horsehair brush. This is soft, this is plastic on plastic, and awkward to use. Now, I'm going to attempt to use the Dyson first. First thing you have to do is, well, you have to get rid of the wand. There's nowhere to store the wand on board. So I'll throw that aside. And next, all right, so far so good. But now we're fighting with a stretch hose. All right, well, that was very awkward. Let's do this the right way with the dusting brush. As you can see, that's far more ergonomic. Now, there is another difference. The Dyson has no way to adjust between different carpet lengths. So when we started the video, you saw me on a really short pile carpet. I'm now on a nice soft carpet that's something normal you'd find in an American home. And the Dyson is extremely hard to push. Now, the 0G is very soft carpet friendly. All you have to do is open the patent gate, and it's good to go on soft carpet. And as you can see, that moves very easily over soft carpet. And because you're not holding the dust collection, the cord mechanism, the accessories, and the motor, it's easy to push. It's less than 2 pounds in your hand, rather than the 15 to 20 pounds most uprights are. All right, we're gonna do a pickup test. We have our standard performance reviews pickup test: breakfast cereal, flour, cat litter, and fresh pet hair. I've switched to our studio microphone, so you're going to hear the real sound of these machines running. You may have noticed my voice has changed. First up, let's try the Dyson. Well, I don't know if it comes out on camera, but you can definitely see there's pet hair that got dragged by the Dyson. Yeah, there's pet hair. Ooh. All right, there's cat litter embedded in the carpet, and then you can see the white from the flour. The white from the flour is gone on the 0G side, but you can definitely see it on the Dyson where it didn't clean. Then you can see where we ran it up. Its edge cleaning is terrible. It didn't actually get all the way to the edge like the 0G did. All right, I found one piece of cat litter that the 0G left behind, but when you touch this, there's just like multiple pieces of cat litter and things that got embedded in the carpet from the Dyson. These results are definitely repeatable. Let's just try picking up the flour versus the Dyson and see what happens. Let's try the Dyson first. I don't know if you can see the difference, but you can definitely see where the flour was. I don't know if you saw the dust cloud come up. Where the Dyson was. If we do that with the 0G, you see that it cleaned it perfectly. The 0G has far more airflow than the Dyson and a stronger motor, but it also has a stronger brush design. And we saw when the 0G was tested from another YouTuber, Vacuum Wars, he had to completely redo his testing because the 0G was the strongest vacuum he had tested to date. So that's a testament to how the 0G cleans. Now I want to talk about the Dyson and the 0G on hard floor. So most Dysons, the way you move it to hard floor is you just turn the brush roller off. But the cleaner head doesn't really get deep down in the grout. And on top of that, take a listen to this. That doesn't sound too bare floor friendly. When you look at the Dyson, the bottom of it, you can see there's just hard plastic all the way around, which explains the noise. Now the 0G, you can do the same thing. You can turn the brush off and go to hard floor. Sounds a little bit better. 0G also includes a soft bristle hard floor tool. And this just has natural bristles on it. And that on hard floor sounds great and is definitely not going to scratch the hard floor. I've got some fine sand and some cat litter down. Let's see how they do. Well, I think the hard floor cleaning difference there speaks for itself. Now, what if you don't want to switch the nozzle? Let's see how that works with the 0G. So yes, the 0G will clean with the Dyson left behind, even with the regular nozzle attached. Well, folks, thanks for watching. I want to give you my final thoughts on the Dyson versus the 0G. I think the 0G gives way better value than the Dyson here. These two retail for about the same. However, you can find the Dyson 50% off sometimes. But the 0G is giving you $1,000 vacuum performance for about half that price. Again, the 0G is a fantastic value, comes with more accessories, and it's a lot more pleasant to use. It's also higher quality. It's hard to show that on camera. I showed that a little bit in the reviews when I took it apart. It really is the better made of the two machines if you feel the difference between the two. Also, because the 0G is not bagless, you don't have to go outside and wash something every time you vacuum and empty it outside. Once a month you throw the bag away and you're done. I really like that. The silver micron filtration keeps the bags from causing an odor and kills bacteria and viruses. That's a plus too the Dyson doesn't have. As we talked about earlier, the running cost is about the same, if not a little cheaper for the 0G. The other thing I want to mention is this was an upright versus canister video. I've already done a video explaining that, but we could also exchange the 0G for any other high-end canister, whether it be a Miele, a Sebo, a Lindhaus, something like that. You've been watching vacuum content for a long time. Give this video a thumbs up. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up as well. If you like cats, give it a thumbs up as well. Well, folks, I'd love to hear from you which one you have in the comments. Have yourself a fantastic day.